It was the breaking point for many of these migrant workers stranded in India's financial capital. A few hours after Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the lockdown will continue for another 2.5 weeks, at least 1,500 people gathered outside a railway station. They've lost their jobs and they're demanding transport to take them to their home states.
We aren't getting anything here. The government promised to provide money and other amenities, but nothing has been delivered yet.
We have nothing to do now. We've got small children and they aren't getting anything to eat. What should we do?
Mumbai police deployed extra officers in the Bandra area of the city.
The local police tried to reason with them, but a part of group became aggressive and police had to use mild force to disperse them.
This is the third protest by migrant workers in recent days. Last week, workers in the city of Surat in Gujarat state threw stones and set tyres and vegetable carts on fire. They said their salaries hadn't been paid, they didn't have enough food and wanted to go home. And a day later, police in Delhi say migrant workers staying in a homeless shelter set the building on fire after fighting with the shelter staff over food. Police said 4 people jumped into a nearby river after they were beaten by staff. 1 person drowned. Prime Minister Modi acknowledged that the lockdown to combat COVID-19 has been particularly hard on India's millions of migrant workers and daily wage earners.
I am well aware of the difficulties you have faced, some for food, some for moving from place to place, and others for staying away from homes and families.
Hundreds of thousands of migrant workers started walking home after the lockdown was first announced 3 weeks ago, leading to the biggest movement of people across the country in decades and defeating the purpose of the lockdown. The government had announced aid for 800 million of India's poor, but it's clear that help isn't reaching everyone, and Tuesday's protests show people aren't waiting on the promises of more help to come. Elizabeth Puranam, Al Jazeera, New Delhi.